If your team members are still Googling companies and doing manual research, then you are leaking hours and wasting a ton of efficiency. Let's talk about how you can streamline and automate data enrichment right inside your HubSpot CRM. Let's dive in. Hey again, I'm CJ Maurer with The Gist. Welcome back to another one of our strategic HubSpot tutorial videos. And today we need to be talking about data enrichment. Now, some of you may know that a couple of years ago, HubSpot acquired Clearbit, which is a data enrichment platform similar to ZoomInfo or Apollo that probably more people are familiar with. And for a while, we didn't see a lot of those features in the CRM, but over the last 12 to 18 months, they've started to come out with more data enrichment tools, as well as all of the AI features that they've brought forward with the Smart CRM. And that really accelerated recently at the Inbound Conference 2025 in San Francisco with all of the product updates that they announced. So I want to take you guys over data enrichment, but more specifically, how you can have a self-regulating CRM that's constantly doing research for you and providing your users with relevant information that's going to help them be more effective. Okay, so first of all, let's start with a company record here, right? This is a little meta because I'm in my own portal viewing my own company's CRM company record. So here's the company basic information, here's the contacts. All right, we've got our overview, we've got activities, and now we have the intelligence tab, right? And this is standard now in most, if not all, HubSpot properties. So we're gonna get into the data enrichment tool, but the one thing to be aware of is if you go to the data management section in the left, you see a whole bunch of tools. We've got data agent, data integration, event management, data quality, studio, model, enrichment. Data Studio is really cool. We're gonna do a separate video on that, which shows you how you can better bring in either manually or through sync data into your CRM, organize it, data integrations, right? You can now just easily sync in data from other applications, as well as through the HubSpot integration marketplace. The data quality tools are absolutely great. They'll automatically flag issues like formatting issues or duplicate issues, as you can see here in our demo account. And everybody knows that data modeling is really important so you can understand how different objects and records in your CRM relate to one another, right? Like contacts or deals or anything like that. But today we're really going to focus on data enrichment. The one thing that everybody needs to realize is that if you go into data enrichment settings, right? I click view enrichment settings and it opens up this tab. We have some really basic settings that anybody can set up in a matter of seconds. First of all, you can automatically set your records to be enriched. So here I've just toggled these on and now we're automatically enriching new records. We're continuously enriching existing records and we're automatically going to enrich recently engaged contacts. Now we'll dive into what that enrichment means in a second, but this is simple and effective, and oh, by the way, it's free. When HubSpot first launched this data enrichment tool, it would use up your HubSpot credits every time you wanted to enrich a record. They still have credits, but now these default ongoing, we'll call them global data enrichment settings are free and unlimited, so everybody should set that up. Then what you can also do is leverage conversational enrichment, right? So keep your contact properties up to date by automatically detected changes in emails logged into the portal. How crazy is that, right? If you have your structured data, right, your contact properties, so on and so forth, but then you have your unstructured data, your emails, your activities, your notes, right? The data enrichment tools are constantly going to be reading those emails and then can automatically update structured data in the form of contact properties. You're going to do the same thing by extracting other contacts that are copied on emails, return to office date detection. There's some really cool things here. So I'm going to go back to this Gist company record, and obviously this may or may not have been turned on, but one cool thing you can do is immediately just click enrich record, and it's going to look for some information about the company: employee range, country code, state, region code, company keywords, logo URL, description, industry, what web technologies they use. Current value says 50. This one says 5. It's very close to accurate. We are not 50. I don't know where that came from. What you can see is it was set on Tuesday, August 10th, 2021. That is the old HubSpot company insight. So actually, I now do know where that came from. This number is significantly more accurate. We actually have 7 employees. Industry group, commercial and professional services, LinkedIn handle. You know what? I'm just going to say I'm going to do this, and then I'm automatically going to enrich those contacts. And now this company record has been enriched. Pretty sweet, right? So you can still do this manually, but now you can also set it up automatically using the enrichment settings that we talked about. Now it'll say this record is up to date with HubSpot Data Enrichment. Pretty cool, right? We can actually take this a step further. And one of the things that I want to show you is through a workflow. So enrichment is mainly going to fill your demographic and your psychographic information, right? As you saw there, industry, size, revenue, keywords, things like that. And that's obviously very good because oftentimes that demographic and psychographic information will help you segment your leads or your clients into different lists. It may affect scoring and help you determine the, company fit or ideal customer profile, but you can obviously take it a lot further. Right now I have a workflow that says it's going to trigger whenever a company becomes a lead. So if you want to be a little bit more precise around how you enrich records, you can actually do it automatically through a workflow. So now, whenever the company becomes a lead, the first action that I'm going to do is enrich the record. And you can decide if you want to overwrite existing data. I'll say yes. The next thing that you can do is you can have the AI generate a summary of the enrolled company. So Breeze record summary right here, you maybe want to put this at the top, but what this will do is automatically summarize everything you need to know about the company in a really, really short and specific way. Relatively short, right? Recent activities indicate ongoing efforts to improve CRM quality and reporting. There have been multiple meetings focused on addressing duplicate records caused by the Apollo integration, so on and so forth. Notably, a Zoom meeting on October 16th with Phil Smith, blah, 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 blah. This is a little weird because, right, this is for our own company record in our own portal. This could be pulling in a combination of internal meetings and client meetings. And honestly, I can't show you a real example of a real client because that would break confidentiality. But you get the point, right? And then what you can do is put this Breeze record summary right up at the top, right? So that way, whenever your users are logging into the CRM, that's the first thing that they're going to see. Really cool, right? Now, let's see what else we have. Let's use the data agent to do a custom prompt. Use as much detail as possible. Let's go to action outputs. We could say, actually, you know what? Before I do this, let's click learn more here. Because with all of these new features and functionality, right, there's a lot of people that still really need to understand the use cases. So first of all, this will show you exactly how to do it, but you can also find references that give you ideas and use cases. So you can see right here, right? I want you to review this, comment, then evaluate if based on the statement, the prospect is interested in a mortgage or the near term. So what I could do is maybe I can see, please review this, and then I'll use the contact message. So let's say if a company becomes a lead, it's because a contact has filled out a form and left a message, which we have required in this form. Then I'll say, then determine if they are interested in potentially hiring the gist. And if so, whether they are more interested in HubSpot implementation for an existing portal or onboarding HubSpot for the first time. Boom. So the reality is, if I wanted to show you all of the different use cases for how to automatically enrich data in your CRM, this would be a 6-hour long video. And quite frankly, we're all learning the use cases as we go. And that's one of the things I absolutely love about the HubSpot community is, as evidenced by us making these videos, there's a lot of sharing and collaboration. What I would love, by the way, is if you've come up with a use case or if you have a question, drop a comment on this video. Not only will we share it, or rather, not only will we respond, but it might inspire us to make another video to share with more people and dive into that use case a little bit more. In fact, a lot of the videos that we make on this channel have come through subscriber and viewer submissions, either in comments or by people submitting a form on our website to suggest new videos. The point is, though, is that everybody knows that the biggest barrier to CRM adoption, successful adoption, is data cleanliness, hygiene, and it's just too much work, right? If your CRM requires too much manual upkeep, it's kind of a pain in the ass and you're not going to want to use it, right? That's a barrier to entry for not only admins, but especially individual users. So now there's no excuse for that. Not only can you make sure that data enters the CRM with integrity and organization, which we've covered in a lot of videos and will continue to cover, but you can make sure that those records are ongoingly enriched with both structured and unstructured data to help your teams. It is truly a self-regulating CRM. And it is absolutely a best practice to make sure that data enrichment is streamlined and automated on an ongoing basis. So that's data enrichment in HubSpot. Please keep learning, keep trying, keep testing, share ideas, questions, feedback for us. We absolutely love making these videos for you. And just a reminder, if you want to get one of these strategic use case videos in your inbox, subscribe to the Spotlight. It is our weekly breakdown of a strategic HubSpot use case with a video, with an article, and other resources to help you get the most out of HubSpot. Once again, I'm CJ Maurer with The Gist. Thank you so much.